$7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
I liked beer. I still like beer. But I did not drink beer to the point of blacking out.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
Pokemon Go. But I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
I am not up to the job. And I mean that sincerely. It's not like, whoa.
Hello, users, and welcome to another episodic program, a programmatic episode of the episodic variety. This is an episodic show. Really, you're going to be lost if you haven't seen all 1,681 episodes. Got Max the dog here. He's woofing it up like a dog. And so, got a show going on today. Today is today. And this goddamn dog. I'm talking to the TV again, Max. I'm doing it. I'm talking to the TV. Look at this dog. Goddamn Max dog. Anyway, Max, what the hell? Why do you keep switching sides? What's on my shirt? It's Scooby-Doo and the gang. The goddamn gang. Anyway, got a show going on today. Today is Pet the Max Day. So if everyone wants to pet the Max, give me that. This is my LaCroix. This is my LaCroix. This isn't yours. Good boy! Was that captured? Was that seen? Was that visible? I'm watching the replay. Oh, wow. Damn, I was just watching the replay. Anyway, we got a show lined up. So today I'm doing a show. Today is something. I think it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday today, and I'm going to be doing a show today because it's Tuesday, and I do a show every Tuesday. In fact, I do a show every Monday as well, and if you want to go watch Monday's show, you can watch it yesterday, because yesterday was Monday, which is implied heavily if today is Tuesday, unless there's some like glitch in the space-time continuum or some shit, which there may or may not be. Look at this dog. God damn it. Holy shit. Anyway. Got a show going on. Drinking some coffee here. God damn. God damn. God damn. Largest private sector nurses strike in the United States history begins in Minnesota. Quote, "I can't give my patients the care they deserve," one nurse says. Reading from the Washington Post. It's a Washington Post article on a nurses strike. About 15,000 nurses in Minnesota walked off the job on Monday to protest understaffing and overwork. marking the largest strike of private sector nurses in United States history. Slated to last 3 days, the strike spotlights nationwide nursing shortages exacerbated by the coronavirus pandemic that often result in patients not receiving adequate care. Tensions remain high between nurses and healthcare administrators across the country, and there are signs that work stoppages could spread to other states. Minnesota nurses charge that some units go without a lead nurse on duty, and that nurses fresh out of school are delegated assignments typically held by more experienced nurses across some 16 hospitals where strikes are expected. The nurses are demanding a role in staffing plans, changes to shift scheduling practices, and higher wages. Quote, "I can't give my patients the care they deserve," said Chris Rubesh, the vice president of the Minnesota Nurses Association and a nurse at Essentia Health in Duluth. Quote, "Call lights go unanswered. Patients should only be waiting for a few seconds or minutes if they've soiled themselves. Or their oxygen came unplugged, or they need to go to the bathroom, but they can take 10 minutes or more. Those are things that cannot wait." So, of course, in this whole country, we live in a shitfuck country, a country that is garbage. We live in a terrible fucking... Our leaders, our politicians are all horrible people. Anybody, and I say this with all sincerity, and I say this with maximum, what's the proper word? Maximum, animosity. Anybody that does not support a universal healthcare system, a government-funded healthcare system, is a monster. They are garbage, and needless to say, if they all went somewhere else, the world would be a better place. Paul Ahmed, a spokesperson for the Twin Cities Hospital Group, which represents 4 hospital systems where nurses are striking in Minneapolis-St. Paul area, said that Nurses Union did not do everything it could to avoid a strike. Who cares? What? Nurses have steadfastly refused to go to mediation, Ahmed said. Their choice is to strike. This strike is on the nurses. I know that they newspapers feel compelled to put the both sides in there, but list of people that, in my opinion, should not be anywhere near a newspaper or a headline or getting quotes anywhere. Fucking Paul Ahmed. Anyway. Rushing to a strike before exhausting all options, such as engaging a neutral federal mediator that does not benefit our employees, patients, blah, blah, blah. These people need to shut the fuck up. Again, as a country, the way we decide, who is worth anything in this country, right? Just think about, the culture of the media, how television... how, just news, politics, culture, right? How it all intersects. And that if you're a nurse, you're low skill, you're expendable. If you're a fast food worker, expendable. If you work at a restaurant, you're expendable. If you're a waitress, fuck you. You're garbage. If you're not working at an office, on Wall Street, you're pretty much a piece of shit. That's how our culture treats people. And it's just kind of disgusting. It's just kind of gross. I don't know, man. Has Paul Ahmed or Connie Bergerson, what would they be doing if they were in the hospital and their oxygen tube came unplugged and it was 10 minutes before someone helped them? You know what I mean? Right? What the fuck, man? That's fucking insane. That is insane shit. That is insane fucking shit. Right? The idea that we don't treat nurses and healthcare workers, they should be, if we're talking about, high wages, right? Whatever the average CEO makes is, should be minimum wage for healthcare workers. These people literally save people's lives, okay? And the same goes for people that make food at the restaurants and everything that people love to shit all over. You know, these people literally provide you with life. Life. Without them, you will not have a life. You will be dead. And yet our country treats these people like fucking garbage. It's disgusting. So anyway, obviously 100% support for strikers. There you go. Farman Lufa. You have missed one hell of a Max the Dog appearance. This is just the aftermath. You gotta rewind that shit. I'm not gonna lie, it's chilly today. It's chilly. I got the chills because it's so chilly right now. Look at that damn weather. It's goddamn chilly. Holy shit. 17 degrees. I'm chilly. I love that word. Oh, I'm chilly. Chilly? Who came up with that shit? Oh, I'm chilly. What language is this? Oh. Goddamn chilly. Anyway. I love leftovers. Reminder, folks, Cooking with the Bitch tomorrow. Is anyone ready for the Cooking with the Bitch show starring the bitch? All right. So, on this show, I've talked a lot about these really fucking stupid fuckhead Republican candidates for governor in states like Arizona, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and so on. And so I want to provide another update to a race going on in Michigan. So, Republicans for Whitmer launches in Michigan. So, the Republican candidate for governor in Michigan is Tudor Dixon. Tudor Dixon is, needless to say, not very bright, and probably one of the dumbest motherfuckers who's ever had even a semi-national platform. So, even so bad that some Republicans are like, now, again, Michigan is a swing state, so factor this in. You know, the idea, Michigan voted for Donald Trump in 2016, and so then it voted for Joe Biden in 2020. It has a Democratic governor, right? So, it's often referred to as a purple state, whatever that means. But let's read this article. More than 150 Michigan Republicans launched a new campaign effort to boost the re-election prospects of Governor Gretchen Whitmer against GOP opponent Tudor Dixon, who is backed by former President Donald Trump. One of the core things going on is that Tudor Dixon is an election denier and a conspiracy theorist in that regard. She is also one of those people that parades that she is 100% pro-life. 100% pro-life. What that means is she is against exemptions for rape, incest, and medical emergencies for the life of the mother. Now, again, those exemptions, actually, they don't mean anything. It's just rhetoric, right? Because either way, doctors are going to be restricted, and they're not going to put their lives on the line. They're not going to risk going to jail forever. So either way, those exemptions, literally, it's just rhetoric. And rhetorically speaking, she's more of a monster than a couple of other people that would be running for these kinds of positions. Republicans for Whitmer is led by a leadership council of 35 Republicans from Michigan, including business leaders, former lawmakers, and staffers under former state GOP govs, Engler and Snyder, who are also really just horrible people. I mean, we need to understand, right? This is like the Lincoln Project, right? These fucking motherfuckers, right? Don't give them any room to breathe, right? Let them work for you and provide nothing in return. That's the ideal way to go about these, Republicans for insert Democratic candidate here kind of groups. Is all right, let them work against themselves. Let them eat each other up. Don't follow them. Don't donate to them. Right? Like, don't, like, signal boost them as if, like, they're great people. Like, Liz Cheney is not a beacon of democracy. She's garbage. These people are garbage. Right? But it's interesting that, like, this brand of garbage, right? Like, again, there's, like, the Republican Civil War going on or whatever. People that believe in elections and people that don't. Now, again, ultimately, I think Trump has the stranglehold of a lot of the base. But again, Michigan is a state that's like, you know, so it's always good when Republicans are trying to, you know, eat each other alive a month or two before the election. Bill Parfit, the chairman and CEO of commercial real estate company Northwood Group, said he was supporting Whitmer because she was seeking to build a common bridge between Democrats and Republicans. Quote, "No more fighting," Parfit said in a statement. "Among those running for elections in November, there exists a group of individuals, some Democrats, some Republicans, that are willing to work together to find a common middle ground. And goddamn, woo!" So, you know, there you go. Whitmer, who has served as Michigan's governor since 2019, appears to be gaining ground in her re-election bid against Dixon. In a Detroit News WDIV TV poll published last week, Whitmer enjoyed a 13-point lead over Dixon, while 54% of respondents said they approve of Whitmer's governorship. 13 points. I mean, in a state that is supposed to be a toss-up, a state that is supposed to be a swing or purple state, 13-point lead. I mean, hey, that's pretty fucking devastating, right? Now, I mean, anything is possible, right? But that is pretty fucking devastating. Dixon is a former customer service agent and sales rep for her father's Michigan Steel Foundry, who also describes herself as a working mom, now fighting for Michiganders. The GOP candidate has faced some criticism for her hard-line anti-abortion positions, a hot-button issue in the midterm elections this year that is increasingly giving momentum to Democrats. Once again, on the Michigan ballot, there is a ballot measure for a state constitutional reform to ensure that abortion rights and voting rights are protected. So be sure to vote for those if you live in Michigan. In July, Dixon said she would not support abortion in any case except to save the life of the mother, even when asked if that would apply to a 14-year-old rape victim. Judy Frey, a moderate Republican from Grand Rapids who joined the Republican... Okay, I don't care about the rest of these people. Anyway, so shout-outs to Big Gretch. She's doing a great job and probably going to win. And so, you know, as far as these more high-profile gubernatorial races going on, I think Michigan's probably in the bag. I would also say probably Pennsylvania might be in the bag, though Pennsylvania, I think, is more of a toss-up than Michigan at this point. And honestly, I don't really know enough about Arizona. I can't possibly tell you what's going on in Arizona. And I know there's a couple other states that are having that stuff, but these are like the more swingy ones that are getting more of the headlines. So there you go. Hello, Kelsey Starr. Guess who's back? I'm gonna guess that Max the dog is back. Max, are you back? Max, are you back? Max, are you back? What a dog. What a dog. Oh, he's still here. Hi, Max. What a pup. Oh, I need to lay off the coffee. I'm getting heart palpitations over here. Holy shit. All right. Speaking of dumb fuck shit-for-brained morons, aka Republicans, check this shit out. Almost half of U.S. governors ask Joe Biden to cut student loan forgiveness plan. These motherfuckers, man. I mean, first of all, these are the same governors that are trying to tell us that the election was blah, 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 right? So why aren't you writing this letter to Donald Trump? Right? Now, once again, Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. But if you ask these same Republican governors, right, about the 2020 election, chances are they're going to give you a wishy-washy answer. Now, again, polls have indicated that about 65% of Americans, including about nearly a majority of Republicans, about 45% of Republicans, so not a majority, but nearly a majority, approve of Joe Biden's student loan debt forgiveness plan. It is probably one of, if not the most popular thing that Joe Biden has done. And Republicans are kind of showing their assholes to the rest of the country. So, and needless to say, I believe all of these governors here are Republicans. Nearly half the country's governors have signed off on a letter to President Joe Biden asking him to withdraw his student loan forgiveness plan that would cancel up to $20,000. Quote, as governors, we support making higher education more affordable and accessible for students in the state. But we fundamentally oppose your plan to force American taxpayers to pay off the student loan debt of an elite few. An elite few? Now, again, we know that this student loan debt forgiveness plan, I think it's like a fucking 2-to-1, affects low income, poor people, disproportionately affects people of color. White people are disproportionately more likely to have their parents able to help with college tuition, help pay loans off sooner than black people. And so black people are disproportionately more likely to be on the beneficial end of this student loan debt forgiveness plan. So I love the idea that Republicans, right, are calling poor, low-income black people, quote, the elite few. Like, yeah, when I think of elite few, I think of single mothers who went to, like, night school, right, in their spare time, right? That when I think of the elites, that's what I'm thinking about, right? When I think of the elites, I'm thinking about, like, the first person in the family who was able to go to college, and maybe they're an orphan, their parents died, or they're poor as fuck, right? That's what I'm thinking about. When I think of the elites, when I think of the word elite, I'm conjuring in my brain someone that, you know, skips 4 meals a week so that they can go to school or whatever. That's what I'm thinking about. Someone that's working 3 jobs, right? Those are the elites in this country, according to Republican governors. I mean, again, it's just fucking stupid. And it's also, taxpayers aren't paying this, right? Taxpayers aren't paying anything here because the government owns the debt. It's not like the taxpayers are paying it. The government owns the debt. All they say is we're not going to collect it. Boom. We're good. Then, also factor in that most of the time, student loans, people have already paid off their principal loan decades ago. Decades ago. There are people that have been paying their loans off for 25, 30 years, right? And they've probably paid 4 or 5x the amount that they took out in the first place. Why? Because of extraordinarily high interest rates. So again, elite few. I mean, just again, dumber than dog shit. Dumber than dog shit. Republicans, I need you to understand, Republicans, like I say this sometimes, the delta here of available information and what the average Republican believes is the widest information gap in all of human history, right? Like, can you blame people 700 years ago for not knowing about hygiene? I mean, it's 700 years ago, right? Can you blame that shit? They didn't know. But we know all the answers to this. We have polling. We have, studies. We have surveys. We know we have all of this information. And Republicans are just like, nah, fuck it, nah. Like, rich people I think rich people are like the group that's going to be benefiting from this the least. Like, if you were to rank all of the groups that would theoretically benefit from this move to forgive student loan debt, rich people would be at the bottom of the list. And yet, Republicans are like, it's the elite few. It's the elites. Stupid motherfuckers. And I can't just say that it's Republican politicians, because who fucking puts them there? Republican voters. Republican fucking voters are stupid as fuck. Stupid fucking idiots. If you have someone in your family who's a Republican, they are dumber than dog shit, right? If you have like an uncle or an aunt or a cousin who's a Republican, excise them out. Cut the tumor out of your body. Get rid of them. They're fucking trash, right? Republicans are psychopathic, want-to-be serial killers who are too pussy, too fucking beta to go out and kill people themselves, so they vote for politicians to make other people kill people instead, right? You're right. That's why they have cops kill 3 people a day in this country, because Republicans are too fucking whiny little beta babies to do the killing themselves, right? That's why poor people are disproportionately likely to develop disease and to die of disease, and they also are disproportionately likely to not have access to health insurance or health care, right? So that's why Republicans vote for Republican politicians. They want to murder people without getting, the messy parts. You know what I mean? They're a bunch of racist, dumb fuck, dim-witted, stupid fuck bigots. And, again, the information gap is the widest in human history. I need you to understand. In human fucking history, there has never been a wider delta of available facts and knowledge in what the average Republican thinks. There has never, ever, throughout all of human evolution, ever been such a wide information gap as we are experiencing right now. These people are fucking human garbage. They are trash on my ass, motherfucker. The governors, all Republicans, argue that the lowest income Americans will be paying the debts of doctors, lawyers, and professors. Again, that's not true. They just made it up. They just fucking made it up. They made it up. I need you to understand, they made it up. Right? There's no core nugget of truth. There's no kernel that they're running with. They just made it up. They made it the fuck up. Though Biden's plan caps relief at $20,000 for those who receive Pell Grants awarded to low-income students and $10,000 for students who do not get Pell Grants in college. Additionally, individuals who make more than $125,000 are not eligible for the one-time relief. Quote, college may not be the right decision for every American, but blah, 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 blah. The American dream. American dream. Yeah! We're gonna that old goddamn Joey Biden Jr. is cutting fucking American dream in half. Goddamn. It further argues that it is unfair to those who previously already paid off their student loans. It's unfair. Oh, really? Oh, really? The party that their core identity is that they are racist, homophobic bigots who relish in the fact that black people and white people are not treated fairly. That is a core plank of their identity, as they want white people to be treated unfairly compared to black people. They want white people to be superior to black people in every fashion. Now these people are complaining about fairness. Fairness! Woo-hoo! The same motherfuckers, right, who don't want people to be able to go to a doctor if they're pregnant. Why? Those same motherfuckers are now all of a sudden it's about fairness. Really? Really? That's fucking crazy shit. That is crazy shit. Anyway, these people are garbage. I don't know what to tell you. Republicans are garbage. Like, it really is as simple as there's no such thing as a good Republican. They're garbage. You know what I mean? Like, Republicans are trash. Right? In the same way that I think Nazis are bad guys, and I don't like Nazis, I don't like Republicans. What is the difference between a Nazi and a Republican? Think about it. Think about it. I want to remind everyone that Twitter, in their algorithm, they were attempting to try to auto-flag Nazis from the website and ban them automatically. And then it found out that the algorithm that they had designed basically just started banning all the Republicans. Like Republican voters, Republican politicians, people that worked for Republican groups. And they're like, oh, fuck. So we wrote an algorithm that targets neo-Nazis, Nazis, and racism. And then every Republican politician got dinged. Well, I guess we got to throw this out. That's just one example. But again, there is no difference between a Republican and a Nazi. They are the same fucking thing. It's the same ideology. It's the same fucking ideology. So anyway, fuck them. They're stupid motherfuckers. Yes, the poor black people, right? The poor people, right? The gay people, they're secretly, I know everywhere else, right, they look poor, but secretly, they're elites. They just pretend to be poor, right? The single mothers, right? They're just all pretending to be poor, and then every once in a while, right, they'll travel into the ivory tower and put on the gold-studded gown and discuss things that elites would discuss. They're all just pretending to be poor. What? Fucking morons, dude. Jesus Christ. Holy fuck. Speaking of dumb fuck shit for brains, by the way. So Kamala Harris has an idea. Now, you know, she's just spitballing here, right? She's not sure yet. She's just, you know, she's really ironing this out in her head. Now, again, let me check the calendar real quick. Oh, it's 2022. But Kamala Harris is not sure yet. Kamala Harris says, quote, probably by design, that attacks on abortion, voting, and LGBTQ rights come from the same sources. Probably by design. We're not sure. It might be, but the jury is still out on this one. I know. I should be saying, oh, well, at least she, you know, she's in the right direction maybe, but like, Vice President Harris on Monday said it was, quote, not by accident, but probably by design that the same sources who threaten abortion rights also work against voting rights and LGBTQ rights. Oh, you don't say. You don't say, really. Harris made the remarks at a meeting she convened with civil rights and abortion rights activists. Attendees include blah, 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 blah. Certainly, we know that with the Supreme Court having made the decision in Dobbs to take a constitutional right that had been recognized from people in America, from the women of America, created a healthcare crisis in America. How many times are you going to say fucking America? Jesus Christ. From the people of America, the women of America, health crisis in America, Harris said, referring to the June Supreme Court ruling striking down federal abortion protections. I also want to mention that it is certainly, we think, we're not sure. It is certainly, we think, not by accident, but probably by design, that we are seeing from some of the same sources attacks on women's health rights, voting rights, LGBTQ rights, and we also stand here in full acknowledgement of what has taken place in our country. So, one end, we're not sure, but we think. On the other end, we're fully acknowledging what's going on. Harris has taken on the role within the Biden administration of pushing back against threats to abortion rights since the Supreme Court struck down Roe v. Wade in June. Her assertion that the Supreme Court caused a healthcare crisis in America comes just days after she made more pointed remarks about the highest court in the U.S. Harris referred to the Supreme Court as an activist court. Now again, the Supreme Court being an activist court is not the problem. It's the fact that the activism is from fascists that want to destroy the country. That's the problem. If there was an activist court trying to expand voting rights, that's not a problem. If there was an activist court that was trying to end racism, end other forms of bigotry, that is not a problem, okay? The activism is not the problem. It's the fact that they are neo-Nazis. That's the problem. The reproductive rights leaders who gathered on Monday echoed Harris's sentiments. Tens of millions of women, trans men, and non-binary people cannot access the care they need in their communities, and those that are most affected are those who are already facing barriers to care: Black, Latinx, Indigenous communities, rural communities, immigrant communities, McGill Johnson from Planned Parenthood said at the meeting. So anyway, I don't know. I think I should probably take the win, but for me, I just... can we stop with this fucking shit? You know what I mean? Can we stop with this fucking, I think, we're not sure? Motherfucker, you're the vice fucking president. You're the vice fucking president. You have access to more information than anyone else in the country, and you're still playing patty cake. Oh, we're not sure. We're not sure. It might be, but we don't know yet. I don't know, man. I'm sick of this shit. Please, for the love of God, just state the fucking problem. It's okay, imagine in a hurricane, Kamala Harris would be like, oh, well, we're really not sure. I mean, we're kind of facing some high winds, like trees are being uprooted and flying through the sky. Kamala Harris is like, oh, well, it's probably going to be a hurricane, but we're not really sure yet. There's motherfucking, semi-trucks swirling in the fucking skies. It is kind of rainy outside, so I don't know. There really might... Anyway, so I guess I'll take the win, but, fuck... This out. Max! Hi! Max, you want to come uppy? You want to come uppy? Come on. What happened to your LaCroix? Come on, Max. Oh. Oh. Max, you're on TV. Look, they post your face. They're posting your face. They want to be you, Max. They want to be you. Alright. Goddamn. What a show. It's goddamn 17 degrees. That's crazy shit. I'm chilly as hell. We got motherfucking users in the chat. How are the users doing today? It's a vibe check. It's a good goddamn users. Using marijuana. I'm taking a marijuana break at the moment. It's a little break, you know, week off. Trying to limit my marijuana intake to the weekends. Trying to hit those deadlines, just like Andrew Kohler. I got my own deadlines. All right, speaking of deadlines, arrests of UK anti-royal protesters spur free speech debate. So I covered this a little bit yesterday, but there's an update in regards to the individuals that I talked about in an article yesterday. To my understanding, both people that were arrested and were in the media for being arrested have been charged. And so, you know, I just want to talk about this. Like, even if there's no conviction, right? Like, I think people really don't understand, unless you've been through this experience, which I have, people don't really understand, like, being charged and then getting away with it is still such a fucking annoying process, right? So, like, the idea that someone holds up a sign and then they're going to have to go through legal battles. They have to hire a lawyer, right? They have to get harassed in the media. They have to be harassed on the phone. They have to show up to court 38 times, right? That is pretty fucking annoying, and it's a major disturbance. It is a major disturbance, and you don't get paid when you go to court. You don't get paid for your time. The state gets paid for their time, but it's actually the opposite, because often you have to take off of work, right? So, since the death of Queen Elizabeth II, a handful of people in Britain have been detained by police for expressing often bluntly anti-monarchy views. A woman in Edinburgh holding a sign reading "Fuck imperialism, abolish the monarchy" was charged with a breach of the peace. Oh no! A man faced the same charge after he heckled Prince Andrew as the Queen's hearse travelled through the Scottish capital. In Oxford, peace activist Simon Hill was put in handcuffs after he shouted his opposition during a ceremonial proclamation of the new king. Hill said he spontaneously called out who elected him because he objects to a head of state being imposed on the country. It's a good question. Quote, "I doubt most of the people in the crowd even heard me," he wrote on his blog. 2 or 3 people near me told me to shut up. Now imagine, I just want to tell you this, okay? Someone who's going to go to an event to watch the Queen's casket be like marched along, who's like, "Oh, the Queen, the Queen. Oh, the Queen, yes indeed." Like, you want to talk about people that are fucked up in the head. You want to talk about, like, granting additional funding to mental health in this country? I guess in that country, the UK. People that genuinely respect the monarchy get the straitjackets. I mean, Jesus fuck, right? Jesus fuck. Hill said he was put into a police van by officers who told him he was being detained for alleged behavior that could cause harassment, alarm, or distress. Quote, the police abused their powers to arrest someone who voiced some mild opposition to a head of state being appointed undemocratically, he said. In London, a woman was moved from the gates of Parliament while carrying a Not My King sign. Police said she was removed from the spot where a police officer was stabbed to death by an Islamist attacker in 2017. Wait, what? 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 Okay. So, someone is standing on the sidewalk, and cops are like, oh fuck, did you know a cop was stabbed there 5 years ago? What? What? Like, why? What is this reasoning? I'm gonna read this again. In London, a woman was moved from the gates of Parliament while carrying a Not My King sign. Now this is the police statement. Police said she was removed from the spot where a police officer was stabbed to death by an Islamist attacker in 2017. To allow vehicles in, and was not asked to leave the wider area. What the fuck does... Why? What? What? I'm sorry. Lawyer Paul Powlesland said he was questioned by police outside Parliament on Monday while carrying a blank piece of paper on which he too planned to write Not My King. In footage shot by Powlesland, an officer is heard saying it may offend someone if he wrote the words. It may offend someone. What? It may offend someone? Really? Oh, wow. I love how, like, oh, when I write Not My King on a piece of paper, well, it could be offensive. Police basically detaining people unlawfully? Oh, that's not offensive in the slightest. Someone being, like, crowned a king because they were just born into the right family? That's not going to offend someone? Imperialism? That's not going to offend someone? If the marker to detain someone is, oh, they might be offending someone, I mean, let's start with the pedophiles and the fucking royal family. I'm just saying, if we're going to start somewhere, let's start with them. Because I don't know, man. I'd be pretty fucking offended if a cabal of fucking pedophiles that stole a bunch of fucking jewels from all across the planet and just kept all their money in the fucking king's fucking pockets, I would be pretty fucking pissed. In fact, some might even say I would be offended if they were to, I don't know, escape the 40% inheritance tax. Powlesland called the police behavior outrageous. The civil rights group Liberty said it was very worrying to see police enforcing their broad powers in such a heavy-handed and punitive way to clamp down on free speech and expression. Republic, a group that campaigns for the abolition of the monarchy, said it would be complaining to police in the strongest possible terms and would organize protests at the king's coronation in the coming months. Absolutely attend any and all of those demonstrations if you're in the area. Free speech is fundamental to any democracy, said spokesman Graham Smith, at a time when the media is saturated with fawning over a king appointed without discussion or consent. It is even more important. The arrests come after the government passed a contentious law and order bill that toughens police powers to limit disruptive protests. It is not clear whether any of the arrests involve the new law. Prime Minister Liz Truss's spokesperson, by the way, Liz Truss, who apparently said really bad things about the monarchy 20 years ago. Think about this. Liz Truss, someone that's saying the monarchy should be abolished in the 1990s. Now she's the prime minister. And now she's like, oh, the bloody queen is dead. Oh, no. Give me a fucking break. For the police to decide what is appropriate in individual circumstances. Oh, I trust the London police Oh, I trust them. The same motherfuckers who covered up serial rape among their groups. The same motherfuckers who specifically target black people, Muslims, immigrants over and over again. Right? Yeah, I trust the London police. Oh yeah, totally trust them. They're gonna do what they determine. The Queen's death has triggered one of the biggest security operations in British history. Some 500 royals, heads of state, or heads of government from around the world are expected at the late monarch's state funeral on Monday. Before that, hundreds of thousands are expected to line up in a queue, snaking through central London to see the... Could you imagine? Huge crowds already gathered near... Jesus fuck. Could you imagine? Like, again, reasons why I rethink my position on the death penalty. Motherfuckers that wait in line for 9 hours during a pandemic to see the Queen's dead body? Dumb motherfuckers. Speaking of dumb motherfuckers, I'm going to turn my attention to the chat real quick here. To equate Westboro Baptist Church protesting the funerals of people who died of AIDS to people saying, "Not my king," right? I mean, like, I suggest anyone in the chat who's saying this, I'm not going to name names, I suggest you immediately call your therapist and book an appointment right now, because that is some fucked up shit. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, we're talking about a monarchy that invaded over 150 countries. We're talking about a monarchy that basically tried to dominate the world. Like, come the fuck on right now. Come on. Like, we're talking about people that stole a shitload of money, are never going to have to pay it back, and constantly steal from their own population. No one elected them, right? They're a bunch of cousin fucking inbred pedophiles. I mean, come the fuck on. Come the fuck on. Elizabeth is not a nice lady. Like, again, give me your therapist number. I'm going to book an appointment for you. You need mental health care, Saul. I'm serious. Elizabeth is garbage. Every queen and every king are fucking garbage. And I will say this. I protested at the funeral of George H.W. Bush. And I'm fucking proud of it. Fuck George H.W. Bush. Fuck the Queen. And fuck the idea that you can't protest at funerals. I don't give a fuck about George H.W. Bush's family. I will protest at that fucking stupid bitch's funeral, and I did when he died. I don't give a fuck about the Queen's family that all are multi-fucking billionaires. Oh, cry me a fucking river. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. This stupid fucking liberal, we must support the Queen. Jesus fucking Christ, man. That is some extremely unhealthy shit that you're hanging on to. But anyway, goddamn, arresting someone for a blank piece of paper, that's some crazy shit. I don't know what else to tell you. That's crazy shit. Jesus Christ. My God, man. My goodness. Fuck these heads of state. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck Fuck them. I would shit on any president's grave at my earliest possible convenience. Fuck them. My opinion, if you are a head of state, you shouldn't even be allowed to have a funeral. My opinion, Like, the idea, right? Like, I don't know. I protested at George H.W. Bush's funeral. I'm proud of it. I remember when they were walking that fucking guy's, like, box into the fucking church or whatever. And that, you know, I'm proud of that. Fuck him. Fuck his family. Fuck anyone that showed up and had an ounce of emotion about George H.W. Bush in any way that wasn't pure anger and disgust. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them all. Fuck the Queen. Fuck the King. Fuck the Prime Minister. Fuck the President. Fuck them. Saul, I sincerely plead with you to read a single history book. Like, just one history book. Please, for the love of God. Like, just one. Just any of them. Pick anyone off the shelf. Open it up and read a one page of one history book. My fucking God. Think of all the homeless people that are dying in the winter, while the Queen gets billions and billions and billions of pounds of free money, while people are dying in the cold right outside the royal palace. Shit's fucking crazy. That shit is fucking crazy, man. The Queen, even if she made no decision on anything politically, which is not true, but even if that's the case, the fact that she, with her power, did not abolish the monarchy is enough to be critical of her. Like, if a king becomes king and then is like, I'm going to be the last king, we're going to dissolve the monarchy, this is going to be my dying wish, I'm all good, you know what? That's going to be the best thing in the world. Like, if I am born into royalty, I would use that royalty to destroy the royalty. Otherwise, again, it's benefiting from status quo. You benefit from other people dying in the cold, and you're not going to do anything about it, right? And the deaths and suffering are externalized. You don't have to worry about it. I have no respect for these people. None whatsoever. When Donald Trump dies, fuck. I might even buy a plane ticket to protest at that fucking funeral. You bet your ass. When Donald Trump's casket is being carried, I want to watch that. You know what? I want to watch that. I want to get a megaphone. I've already got a couple. I'm going to bring them, and I'm going to say, fuck Donald Trump at his funeral, and I want to watch Donald Trump Jr. cry. You know, that to me is entertaining. And the same goes for Barack Obama, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, and Joe Biden. When these motherfuckers are being marched into that stupid fucking church in downtown Washington, D.C., oh, you bet your ass I'm going to have a great time. Protesting a funeral is not necessarily to protest the person who's dead. It's to protest anybody who is offended by that. I don't give a fuck. When I was protesting at George H.W. Bush's funeral, I don't give a fuck. He's dead. But what I do care about are anyone in his family that has a positive opinion of him. If I have a family member who is a warmongering, genocidal freak, you know what I would do? I would not want to be involved in that with that family member. I'm sorry. I have family members who are cops. When they're dead, I will do a dance. Fuck them. They're garbage. They're garbage. They are garbage. Ugh. I want to live long enough to be arrested for pissing in the orange shit goblin's open casket. Fuck yeah. Yeah, Saul, I know you're older than me, but I don't believe in any of that liberal, stupid fucking manners bullshit. Because a lot of good that fucking did. For y'all's generation, fuck manners. My elbows are on the table and they're not going anywhere. That's all I can say. Anyway, I got a movie review coming up here in a second. But anyway, that's the news portion of the show for today. Yeah, that's right. Check this out. My elbows are on the table. I have not seen Dogma. Realign always shows up at like the end of the news portion of the show and then is like, where's the news? That's you, motherfuckers. That's Realign right now. Motherfucker. It's on the list. Once again, I will probably do a Twitch stream tomorrow or today. So follow me on Twitch if you haven't. Tomorrow is Cooking with the Bitch. It's going to be a good ep, I promise you. And there you go. So let's talk about movies. So yesterday, I watched a film. And it's a sci-fi science fiction film. It's a new film. I don't watch new movies often, but when I do, I pick the good ones. I watched Moonfall, and as the name implies, it's a movie about the moon falling. Yeah, it just fell. How the hell did that happen? Well, you gotta watch the movie to find out. So anyway, this is called Moonfall. So there's like an astronaut who like is in space and they're singing about Africa or whatever. And then like, some like machine like fucks with them, kills his friend, and then everyone is like, "Bro, what machine?" Right? They call him crazy, right? He loses his job, he gets divorced, and now his kid hates him. Then there's a conspiracy theorist who loves Elon Musk and believes that the moon is a giant spaceship megastructure. And that, like, he's the conspiracy theorist, but then he's proven correct. And that's the meme of the movie, is that the conspiracy is true and the moon is actually an alien. This is like the ending of this movie is basically just like the storyline of Halo, right? Like, if you know about Halo, right? You got the Halo rings. Check. Those are in this movie, right? You got the Halo rings that produce like grass and other natural environments. Check. It's in this movie, right? You got the forerunner human race that pass on their genes to the modern day humans. This is basically just the Halo series, but with like a disaster movie spin, right? Anyway, I thought this movie was entertaining. I was really entertained. So, like, is the story great? Is the science logical? No. But is it entertaining? Fuck yeah. I was entertained as hell. Right? I love the scene where the fucking, like, the moon is literally just on the Earth. Right? Like, doesn't make any sense. Right? Well, I mean, it does make sense later when you find out the moon is an alien fucking superstructure or whatever, megastructure. One of my favorite scenes in this movie is when they're all hanging out at the hotel. And one of the conspiracy guys, right, starts like lighting up a blunt or whatever, and he starts smoking weed, and then he looks down, and like the tide is like, you know, the tide hit his feet or something. He's in a hotel somewhere in California, right? And he gets really high, and then like, oh shit, there's water in the house. Like, I thought that was hilarious. I thought this movie was fun, entertaining, right? Things I don't like in this movie, you know, that kid had a gun and didn't kill the fucking guys that were trying to kill him, right? Let him go twice. And then they ended up dying anyway. Could have saved yourself a lot of fucking effort. You could have saved yourself a lot of goddamn fucking grief if you would have just shot those motherfuckers to begin with. I thought this movie was fun. I was entertained. Yo, when they went into the fucking moon, man, when they went into the moon, that was cool as hell. They like flew into the moon, and then like the Halo shit was there, and then like they were beaming information into his brain like 2001, but not nearly as cool. I thought that was fun. Letterhack is mad as hell. Letterhack is like, I hate this movie. Fuck you, bitch. This movie was entertaining. So they go in the moon, and the moon has like a sentient operating system, right? And then the sentient operating system beams information into the guy from The Conjuring's brain, right? And then like he's like a super guy now. He knows the whole universe or some shit, right? And then like the conspiracy theory like Elon Musk fan decides to sacrifice himself at the end. But then he gets recreated in the operating system of the moon, because the operating system of the moon scanned his consciousness or something and then beamed him into the operating system. And then the movie ends with like a cut to black, like setting up a sequel. I will watch that sequel. I love these kinds of movies. I'm not going to lie. Like movies that are so cheesy, and that's the point. That's the point. The movie is cheesy. The movie is cringy, right? The movie has like really epic special effects for no reason. That's the fucking point. That's why it's fun, right? You're not going into Moonfall thinking this is going to be science fiction masterpiece. This is going to be like 2001. This is going to be the best movie ever. No, you go into this movie thinking, let me get the popcorn, let me drink a beer, and let me have a good fucking time. That's what you go into this fucking movie for. When those motherfuckers are like, yo, I hated that used car dealership guy, that fucking little prick, the stepdad guy. Fuck him. When he died, I was cheering. I was like, fuck that motherfucker. God, I hated that prick. Like, he was just making fun of the other, like, the kid's real dad for being, like, poor or something. Like, what a prick. Fuck you and your used car dealership, you fucking freak. Anyway, I enjoyed this movie. I think it's fun. Fuck the haters. And, you know, a lot of people are telling me that, oh, if the moon fell onto Earth, right, like, it wouldn't look like that. Well, guess what? This isn't the moon in this movie. It's a fucking megastructure, alien fucking white dwarf star captured shit. So, of course, it's not going to be real. You know what else is weird? I'm looking at this goddamn poster. And at the top of the poster, it's advertising that Donald Sutherland is in this movie. The motherfucker shows up for, like, I'm not even kidding, 30 fucking seconds. Why are you going to advertise that Donald Sutherland is in the movie and he's only in the movie for 30 fucking seconds? Like, are you joking? You know, I mean, you know, it's just weird to me. Like, oh, yeah, he's in the movie. His whole character is he loads a gun with one bullet, says some really weird shit, wheels away, and then kills himself. Whoa. You know, whoa, right? Like, who cares? He's not a character. You could have cut him out of the movie and it would be the same fucking movie. So fuck that shit. Anyway, Moonfall. I'm in. I'm waiting for the sequels. What's the next one going to be called? Moonfall 2 or something more interesting? I don't know. But I'm all in. Moonfall. Hit me. I'm ready. I guess the movie was made in 2021, but it was released in 2022. A Passage to India. I'll check it out. Donald Sutherland has been popping up as the wise old man for decades. He's never been young. Exactly. It did fall into Lake Michigan. I actually know why Letterhack was so triggered by this movie. Because in the movie, the moon falls onto Colorado. And the Letterhack feels offended that Colorado would be targeted in such an extreme way. So I actually understand the Letterhack's frustration. No, Letterhack, you don't understand. It's not a bad script. It's a good script that is bad on purpose. That's what you don't understand. Unless you're telling me that, like, the magic in a B movie, like, it has to be unintentional. Like, if you don't believe that you can have an intentional B movie, then we can have that conversation, right? Like, you know, because the unintentional hilarious, so bad it's good, that's a vibe for sure. But I mean, I think you can get pretty close intentionally. Hello, John Ross. Who wrote the film? I don't know. Someone. Oh, Sharknado is unrealistic? Whoa. I gotta watch Sharknado. How many Sharknados are there? Do those count as horror movies? How many fucking Sharknados are there? Hold up. I'm gonna look this up. Sharknado, Sharknado 2, the second one, Sharknado 3, oh hell no, Sharknado, The Fourth Awakens, Sharknado 5, Global Swarming, The Last Sharknado, It's About Time, and then there's spin-off films, what the fuck? Lava Lantula is a spin-off of Sharknado about fire-spitting tarantulas Yo, I gotta watch these movies, man. I gotta watch these movies. Oh, fuck. Oh, there's a video game. Oh, hell yeah. I gotta watch the Sharknado movies. Fuck yeah. Damn. Anyway. Oh. Whoa. So that's the show. Y'all, the Spook 6 Killer is coming soon, so get fucking ready for that shit. Get ready for that shit. Alright, so that's the show. That's all I got. As of this moment in time. I got hiccups. Sharknado 6 is a time travel movie? Oh, fuck. I'm in. Yeah, but that's all I got. So, anyway, follow me on Twitch. I'll stream there later. And I will see y'all another time. Have a great day. And there you go. That's it. That's all I got.
You're dying. That's true. And it is what it is. We're dying. We're dying. That's true. And it is what it is.
No, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-ups. Very simple. Bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up, and they had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint, when they thought about it. Because whoever thought of that idea is in big trouble.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
I eat extra sharp